Hey everybody, hope you are doing well. So this is a video, really for everybody, but the focus of it is for Laura Eisenhower and, just her, everybody in her channel and, all the guests and just that whole kind of crew over there. And I know it's a large crowd and I'm pretty new to it, so I don't know y'all very well, but I've been paying more attention recently. And I know Laura's going through a hard time, so I hope you're doing all right, Laura. Yeah, and I'd love to talk with you guys to help try to figure out a little bit better way to, or at least, I feel like I've got a good way to help integrate what it takes to develop this new earth, or, to help bring in, a higher vibrational reality, what this ascension process really means, or, what I feel is, all about creating the kingdom of heaven here on earth. But in order to do that, we got to flip the script on evilness, which in my opinion comes from a love of money, power, and sin. And so I've been devising this plan to help, start grassroots movements that are nonprofit based and have basic honor systems that we use as guidelines that we all agree upon, that are all always open to discussion, and that we all follow, and we all call each other out if we see shit that's sideways, and we develop group sessions and we speak and we express ourselves when we have issues and we figure out the problem. But yeah, I think that it's imperative and absolutely key that we start growing these type of movements all over the country and all over the world. We need to start developing our own infrastructure that's based on a love of life and not a love of money. I think that it's pretty clear now that capitalism, has done a lot of damage to life on many different levels. It's killed a lot of things. I think it has, perpetuated a lot of wars. It's exploiting the earth. It's exploiting poor people. It's killing off like everything, man. It's cannibalistic in nature. We're literally exploiting the things that we need to live. So, it's not good, and then of course it goes into politics and how corrupt that is. And I don't even watch politics anymore, but, I hear a little bit and I see a little bit, and it's ridiculous. And, the fact that a lot of people aren't as awake as others, just goes to show how necessary it is for a change to come. But I see a little bit of stagnation in a lot of the truth in the spiritual communities, in an area that to me seems just clearly simple. I mean, it's a love of money that's keeping people separated. It's a love of money that's keeping people attached to the system. It's a love of money that's keeping people from wanting to open up their arms and really share, because they're afraid of not having this. They're afraid of not having that. They don't trust people anymore. They don't have faith in the Most Highs. They don't want to do what's really necessary, I suppose, or they don't, I don't exactly know the reasons why they don't do these things, but for me, it's very clear. So, after watching your stream, especially last night, I jumped in the chat a little bit to try to just share some ideas on how, us detaching and rebuilding our own infrastructure that's good for all of life is really key. I don't like to go into too much details on things because I know stuff is always changing and it's good to be flexible, but I think a simple honor system that we all agree upon and all discuss, and it's always open to discussion, is key, because things are always changing and people do have new ideas, and it's good to be open to them and not be so stern about them. And also, I've always been the type of person that likes to have like answers, and if I feel that there's a rule or a way of doing things that I don't understand or agree with, I just want to know why, and also have the ability to express my opinions on it, and perhaps maybe show them a different way, or they can perhaps show me why it isn't a good way to do it that way. And but just basic, simple, respectful things like this are absolutely key right now. And then we use this honor system that we've developed together and now agreed upon, and then once we have that, we can start to look to areas where we can start growing hemp, and there are investors out there that are willing to help out, and I'm only saying this because Matthew McConaughey just recently made a video saying that he's not going to run for governor and he wants to help out entrepreneurs with good businesses. So, he's just one person and I'm sure there's others too that are willing to help out good businesses that are good for America and the rest of life. But we got to figure out the game plans. We got to actually, do the work, and then, just submit it to the investors and get going with it. That's what I've been working on, and I encourage all others to do it too, because the more people that are doing this, the more things are going to change. But until we learn the lesson for humanity that's here, we're not going to change. And for me, that lesson is a love of money. If you look at all the societies around the world in history, there's all been money-based, you know, to our knowledge. And I think the ones that weren't money-based were probably very successful, and we probably don't even hear about them because they don't want us to hear about them. I think that goes into a lot of the ways how the pyramids were built, and a lot of these other structures that we see in ancient times that we don't really have a knowledge of how they did it. I think they were able to get to that level of technology because they surpassed the greed and the laziness and the weakness that goes into just doing things out of profit instead of doing things out of love. So when we get back to doing things out of love, we're going to start to unlock more of our, you know, we're going to have more responsibility, because power demands, I mean, great power requires great responsibility. So like superpowers, and I've heard you guys talk about these things before, you know, I'm all about that. But until we learn the lesson again of love and not exploiting the rest of the earth, creation, animals, other people, all these things, you know, I don't think that we really are ready for these type of superpowers. So in order to get those type of things, and in order to really be successful in this spiritual fight, we first need to learn the simple lesson at hand, which is enabling an evil system. America, in my opinion, has proven to be evil on many different fronts. And a lot of us know this, yet we continue to pay our bills. We continue to support it. We're not taking affirmative action to move away from it and use what resources we have accumulated from it and transmutate that into something that's actually good for life and for everybody else, but that's also able to perpetuate life in a productive way by having an honor-based work system. You know, and then we can also incorporate fun and healthy activities to help people heal and get them back to doing things that are actually good for them instead of playing so many video games and watching so much movies. And, you know, I mean, there's addictions galore right now that just getting out into the land and working with the land and doing fun activities and talking with people about real shit instead of just being stuck online all the time. Like, these are things that are simple and healthy and good for life and for humanity, and that I think we absolutely need more than ever right now. So I just encourage you guys to, you know, just think about it. Just try to develop, if y'all want to. Like I said, I continue to feel like an intuitive calling to help you guys out with this, because I just see you guys talk about all this really good stuff, but then it's just like, okay, let's take it to the next step. Like, there is something we can do to make this happen, to make this really happen. Like, it does take action. We can't just speak about it. We actually got to do something about it. So yeah, I left a comment yesterday, and I'm gonna make this video as I'm doing right now. I'm gonna send it to, I think, Seth, because that's where my intuition's leading me to do. So I'll do that, and we'll see what happens, y'all. All right, I love you guys. Hope you have a good day. Bye.